Serion? Rhaegal?
Introducing the Queen's Beast 2-ounce Red Dragon of Wales silver coin. This is the third design in a 10-part Queen's Beast series. Minted at the Royal Mint in London, England, the reverse features the ominous-looking Red Dragon of Wales, clutching the Royal Badge of Wales, which features 4 lions, 1 in each of the divided sections of the shield. The dragon is featured in left profile with teeth, tongue, claws, wings, and tail skillfully displayed in a manner that complements the overall design and space of the coin. It also contains a mirrored finish border where you will find the inscriptions Red Dragon of Wales, 2-ounce fine silver .9999, as well as the date of issue. The obverse features the Jody Clark effigy of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. The reverse also features the inscriptions DG, REG FD, £5, and Elizabeth II. This impressive coin contains 2 ounces of 4/9 fine silver, has a diameter of 38.6 millimeters, a thickness of 5.8 millimeters. It is a sovereign coin backed by the British government. Orders in multiples of 10 coins are shipped in original mint tubes, while monster boxes contain 200 coins. During the coronation of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, 10 heraldic beasts stood guard. The Queen's Beasts, sculpted by James Woodford, were displayed at the coronation ceremony held at Westminster Abbey in 1953, each standing 6 feet tall. The heraldic creatures symbolize the various strands of royal ancestry brought together in a fine woman about to be crowned queen, each proud beast used as a heraldic badge by the generations that went before her. Today, the authentic Queen's Beasts can be found at the Canadian Museum of History in Quebec, while Portland stone replicas, also carved by James Woodford, can be found at the Kew Gardens in the United Kingdom. The 10 heraldic beasts are the lion, griffin, falcon, bull, Yale, greyhound, dragon, unicorn, and horse. The Celtic Dragon represents sovereignty and power. The red dragon was said to be the prominent symbol of the battle standard of King Arthur. The English word dragon is believed to be derived from the ancient Greek word drakon, which basically means large serpent. The Welsh dragon has a typical dragon-like appearance, which is common to Western mythologies, with the 4 legs and wings. But in many cultures like ancient Mesopotamia, Greece, and Egypt, dragons were usually represented very much like large serpents. Let me share with you a fascinating Welsh legend involving 2 kings, a plague, and an epic battle between 2 dragons, one of the color red and the other of white. The story begins with 2 brothers who were the kings of Britain and France respectively, when a plague descended upon the British kingdom. The people believed that the plagues were the result of the battle between 2 dragons, a red dragon living in Britain fighting with an invading white dragon. It was said that when these 2 mighty beasts fought, they wounded each other, and the cries of agony from the red dragon made crops barren, killed animals, and caused pregnant women to miscarry. In his despair, the British king sought out his French king brother for help. After explaining his kingdom's predicament, the British king was told by his brother that in order to rid the country of this plague, he must dig a pit in the center of the land and put a cauldron of mead in it. He further declared that the 2 fighting dragons would be drawn to this place, would drink the mead, and fall into a deep sleep. The plan worked as described, and the dragons were buried deep beneath the ground in a place called the Dinas Emrys in Snowdonia, and all returned to normal throughout the kingdom. The story continues as centuries later a Briton king named Vortigern, who fled to Wales during the Saxon invasions, tried to build his castle on the Dinas Emrys, but every night when the work stopped, the castle walls would crumble to the ground. Frustrated by these events, the king appealed to his advisors for advice, and was told that to solve the problem, he must find a boy without a natural father, and he must be sacrificed. They stated that this will stop the nightly destruction of his castle. So the lands were searched far and wide until such a boy was discovered. A young, fatherless boy was brought to the king, and when this young boy, Merlin, realized he was to be sacrificed so the king's castle could be built, proclaimed that the advisors were wrong. He told the king the story of the 2 dragons trapped in the pit and how they would fight every night, and it was those battles that would bring down the walls each night. Merlin tells the king if he frees the dragons, his despair will cease. So the king digs open the pit, frees the 2 dragons, resulting in the red dragon finally killing the white dragon. And the young boy Merlin tells the king that the red dragon represents the people over which he ruled, and the white dragon represents the Saxons. This, of course, kept the clever young boy in the king's favor for many years to come. Later in his life, as legends tell us, this boy Merlin grows up to be the great wizard of King Arthur fame. When the Dinas Emrys were finally dug up in the 1950s, they actually did find a deep, cavernous pit underneath it. Maybe this was not so much of a legend after all. My thoughts about the Queen's Beast 2-ounce Dragon of Wales. I really like this design. For me, it comes in a very close second to the Lion of England as my favorite of this series so far. I really like the subtle differences in the textured background design. The designer Jody Clark could have easily used the same chainmail design as he did in the first two releases, as it worked quite well behind both the lion and the griffin. But instead, he chose a different textured background pattern that really adds variety to the design. The main subject, the dragon, is well proportioned and fills the space well and offers an accurate representation for the Western ideal of how a dragon was envisioned. It was a nice touch to have one of the dragon's arms outstretched with its talons extended to fill the open space. I also like that the font around the rim of each coin has been consistent, easy to read, and on top of a mirrored finish. Overall, I give this design 2 thumbs up. I really appreciate all the support the Silver Torch 66 channel receives. It is your likes, shares, and comments that keeps me motivated to continue to create new content. I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you. Be sure to subscribe and select the notification bell so you will receive notice as soon as I upload new content.